It's inscribed in some very good and old-fashioned penmanship here. And it's inscribed to Virginia B. Powell from Ada, February 1st, 1898. So, perhaps it was Virginia's birthday, and her friend gave her a mystery novel, knowing that she liked mystery novels. Who knows? But I like this little touch of history right here. I think it makes the book as an item more interesting. So, it is quite old. It's over 115, almost 116 years old, going by the inscription. But so you will notice that this is happening here. It is aging a bit, but the rest of the pages don't fall out, so that's good. It's just the first one. So, this is A Study in Scarlet. It has that wonderful old book smell. Looks like it's got a little marking in it there. But for the most part, the pages are clean. Little tear here and there. Just kind of brittle. Needs a little bit of tender touch when you're actually going through it. And here in the back is while with A Study in Scarlet. Great. Now, you had also mentioned that you were interested in finding some books of poetry, right? Okay. I found 2 books that I thought you might be interested in. And the first one is this copy of Sonnets from the Portuguese by this is